Okay, y'all. Today it's supposed to rain this evening. Say hey, Chris. Say hey. It's supposed to rain this evening. Well, it's supposed to rain sometime today. Let me not say this evening. I don't know exactly when it's supposed to rain. I got my little bucket, and I am going to harvest. And I'm gonna show y'all kind of like how I selectively harvest out of this. Now, a lot of people plant stuff and they be like, oh, I gotta thin it, I gotta do all this. And to me, y'all working too hard, in my opinion. And you know what? What I'm not gonna do is stand over or being bent over and break my back while I harvest all these greens. That's another thing I want y'all to do. Pitchfork. Look for ways that you can work in the garden without taxing your body so much. I'm a proponent of working out and all that kind of stuff, but you can tax your body too much sometimes. And you want to try to get away from that. Now, you can use a 5-gallon bucket. I was going for that 5-gallon bucket, but I'm going to go for my sure step. Everybody not going to have a sure step. Somebody gave me this. Their job went out of business, and they was using this at their job for something. I can't remember what, but it's a great, you can sit on it, you can step on it. You can Chris lays on it sometimes. But yeah, so I'm going to sit down and harvest these because I'm going to be here at this row for a little bit. And I'm not going to tax my back like that. I'll tax my back while I'm working out. And I'm doing a back workout instead of taxing my back like that here. So I'm going to put my seat down. Then I'm going to sit down. Show y'all how I collect. Ooh, that's much better. Show y'all how I selectively. Now I just reach in there and I just snap. And what I'm reaching for these bigger. And if you harvest the outer limb leaves, but in this case, since they're so tight, I can't tell what's outer and what's inner. But I can assure you, if the leaf is bigger, then it's probably one of the outer leaves to at least one of these plants, because the newer leaves are going to be smaller. Naturally. So this is why I encourage planting thick. Honestly, stuff will usually thin itself. If you want to thin out and use those plants, grow and give those plants to other people, that's a great thing to do with your thinning. But honestly, this thinning and throwing the plants away, to me, that's almost like wasted. I can't stand it. The woman who I learned majority of my gardening prowess from was my granny, and she was born in the Great Depression. Well, she was born in 1928, right before the Great Depression, or right as it was getting started. And so, and they weren't rich by any means anyway. And so my granny didn't believe in waste. She didn't believe in throwing away. She didn't believe in none of that. Because you couldn't waste nothing then. There wasn't nothing to waste. Everything was in short supply for everybody, except for the uber rich, and even they were struggling. So yeah, that was my granny. And so she always, I watched her. She never wasted anything. She would use everything. And I'm like that to this day. I'm actually almost kind of OCD about it. And as y'all can see, I'm getting these biggest leaves out of here. Y'all can see, I'm going to show y'all on this. Now see, when you don't harvest your stuff, see, these leaves are a little bit past their prime. I'm actually going to take those off, but I'm not going to harvest them per se. They're just a little bit past their prime. But what you can do is Just see how I do that? And then that's what you're left with. All those kind of inner leaves. And you never want to take the middle out. That's where your plant grows from, y'all. At least in this instance. I've had some plants rebound. I'm gonna take these off, but I'm gonna leave them out here because when they kind of dried up like that, y'all, they ain't worth a nickel. Not in my book. This is probably my biggest plant. And these red mustards will get way bigger than this. If y'all go back to some of my old videos, y'all see how big they are, how big they get. Mustard greens just get huge. Collards do too. It's just nature of the beast. But yeah, I didn't thin these. I just threw the seeds down. I know a lot of people ask, how you plant them? Throw the seeds down, water them, and walk off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all do too much. You just doing too much. I got news for you. Plants is growing before you enter this earth. Plants will continue to grow after you leave this earth. So, get the hell out the way. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how that goes. Get out the way. Plants know what to do. I mean, yeah, we growing them in captive environments, meaning in these beds or what have you. But at the end of the day, they know what to do. All you have to do is get the bleep out the way. They don't really need you. And I think that's part of some of these people gardening. That's how they live their life. They live their life with these relationships. I need them to need me. I need them to need me so bad. A lot of people don't understand that's why they had kids. Because they wanted to feel needed. You know what I'm saying? That's why some women that can't have kids, they be so, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying some, they be so devastated that they can't have kids. It's hard for them here because they want to be needed. But then they struggle when their child becomes an adult and no longer needs them. Well, hell, that's what you was growing them for. You was growing them, training and growing them up so they wouldn't need you no more. But you mad because they don't need you no more? That was the whole objective. It's for you to prepare them for the world. Now, you can see I harvested. I know I'm going to tell somebody, yeah, I harvested out of there. They're going to be like, shit, I can't tell. And that's why I plant them thick, y'all, because real talk there. And it also planting them thick helps them shade themselves a little bit from the sun. I live in the South and this sun is rough out here. It's rough. It's rough and tough out here in these gardening streets. But yeah, a lot of people have a needage issue. They want to be needed. Well, your plants don't need you like that. They need you to do certain stuff, but they don't need you like that. Let me mention this right quick. See this? See this yellow one like this? I finally figured out what this is from. My soil actually has too much nitrogen. This is which I'm growing in. And I think it just really has too much nitrogen. And it kind of burns them a little bit. And if you're wondering what this was supposed to be kohlrabi, y'all. I think they duped me. I don't think this is kohlrabi. But and the little brown part, I'm just gonna cut them parts out. The rest of this leaf is good. On all of your brassicas, just know that you can eat those leaves. Collards are actually brassicas. And like I said, you can eat those leaves. And here come the street sweeper. Those stems and things, I will compost down. I see some worm. I see some little brown and some holes. Look. Look there. Just look. Wait a minute. Just come on out of there. And y'all know before, I wouldn't touch that. But I'm going to tell y'all what I do with these worms. Birds love all the street sweeper. Don't play crazy and try to hide. Anyway, when you see them eating your stuff like that, get these worms off. And they not moving now. And I know y'all gonna say, ooh, she's touching them. I used to couldn't touch them. Shoes, I can now. But let me tell you, come here. Come here to me. I don't smush them and kill them. I don't want the gook on me. Throw them suckers out on the concrete like that. When they wiggle, y'all will be surprised. Them birds' eyes so good, they can see them things. And they will get, look at this. It's getting ready to turn into something. See there? Those birds can see those worms. Actually, this is so ate up, it ain't nothing left to it. And, you know, sometimes it ain't even worth you washing the stuff. If it ain't no leaf left, don't even wash it. Y'all don't worry, I'm plucking this sucker clean. And it ain't but that leaf left. But y'all just stay with me. Stay with me. Now, see, these got ate up before. And this is why you have to monitor your stuff. Now, see these new leaves? They really like the tender stuff. Let me autofocus this. They really like the tender stuff down in here. So that's really where you want to look for damage. And like I said, I saw those little black balls. And I knew that was worm dropping. That's what I saw. And so that's what you want to be looking for when you're looking for worms. That and the holes, obviously. See, like this here, that got ate up a while ago. But if you go to the middle, where it's, see how all this, okay, here's the row that got ate up, right? You see all these holes. You see how the better part of that leaf got ate up. But look, it's when you start coming to the middle, you don't see any holes anymore. Same thing here. See that got ate up? Now you don't see any holes anymore. You don't see any holes on the little tender stuff. See out here that got ate up. I'm gonna be real with you. When your leaves get burnt like that, they not producing nothing for the plant. Strip them off. Okay? But yeah, I'm just gonna go through and harvest. I've been checking my stuff a lot. Don't get discouraged. When they get ate up like that, just pick all them little worms off. Spray them with neem oil. Don't spray them at the heat of the day because it will burn the hell out of your plant. It's just like cooking your plants with chicken grease. That neem oil, you spray it on your plants are covered with oil, and then the sun comes out and fries that oil, and it fries your plant. So don't do it at the heat of the day. Try to do it in the evening time. That will have all night to kind of be on your plant when it's cool and the sun's not out. And, you know, it'll do its thing, and then come daytime, you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to harvest off all this stuff because this stuff is going to cook down. These kohlrabi leaves, I want to show y'all. See, this kohlrabi is supposed to start start bulbing down there like that. This one, these are never doing this. It's just like they're getting bigger and bigger. So I think they sent me collards and told me it was kohlrabi. It's all good. Elite. But yeah, I'm going to harvest off the kohlrabi and I'm going to get some beet tops. And I'm most definitely going to get some kale and stuff. So, I'm going to come back and show y'all what it look like after I've harvested. What kind of butterfly is that? With these dots on it. Let me see, can I show y'all? See where it flowers. Can y'all see that in there with them dots? Look at that. Is he? Let me see. Oh, he's flying. See, look at that. I see, when you got flowers and stuff, this stuff going to bloom like this, you will see more stuff that you've never seen before. But yeah, I'm going to come back and show y'all what it look like once I done picked it. I was going to show y'all The ladybug, there it is. Tell me I don't have no aphids, but see, I ain't gonna lie. These field peas, I get aphids on them suckers every year. I didn't harvest anything off my collards because I have harvested so until, you see how the leaves aren't that big on the collards? Then the lower leaves, they always do this. If you don't harvest the lower leaves, they turn, and then heavy nitrogen, they're a little burnt. But it'll start putting the energy into making seed pods instead of leaves. So when I got that last big harvest off of there, I was done with that. So my little 3-gallon bucket is running over, and I would have this old ugly leaf right on top. It's not much to this. I think I'm just gonna let that go back to the earth. But most of the leaves look like that. Those got a little burn on them, but I got enough to where, when times it's lean, you can kind of justify keeping that kind of stuff. But I got a whole mixture. It's all down in there. But I wanted to show y'all I had so much. That's why I pulled out that broccoli. I had so much that this is for my neighbor. So I got red beet tops, golden beet tops, and the scarlet kale. That's what those purple stems are. You can see the leaves up under there. That's what that is. And you know what? I didn't have sense enough to think to harvest off of this. So, and for those of y'all that never harvested kale or not sure, all of these brassicas, you see how I'm starting at the bottom? Your plant grows from the middle and grows upwards. And them leaves, they got a little burn on them. I take those off. And this is the curly. That's Russian kale, blue. I think it's called blue something or other. But I'm gonna give him a bunch of that, and I think I'm actually gonna give my neighbor a bunch. I'm telling y'all, I'm finna pluck this stuff. This stuff gonna be like a bald chicken when I get through it. But I got a neighbor down the street. She enjoys kale, so I'm probably gonna give her a nice little amount of it. I'll leave it on her porch. But I'll pluck that. And I'm going to add some to mine, give some to my neighbors. But I just want to show y'all. This is after I've harvested. I mean, you can see a difference. But gosh, I harvested a bunch out of here. So you can see a nice little. But that's after it's been harvested. You can't hardly. And you can kind of tell with the kale, the scarlet kale that I've harvested. Still got to get some of this dino. I'm going to give a bunch of the dino to my neighbor. But once again, when you're harvesting, just start at the bottom. And the stems are so stiff and rigid. If you just kind of bend down, it'll snap. And then you can get it off. And, you get a nice... Now, these kale leaves, it's not a whole bunch of meat to them. It's a lot of stem. But this is pretty long. That's why if you're going to go down on kale, make sure you got enough plants, because what will happen is you got to have a nice amount of leaves, because it cooks down, so. But I just have these 2 plants, and these bottom ones on this one gonna get gone. When you have I got 3. No, I got 4, 5 plants. I got more plants than I thought. On dino kale, when the leaves get damaged, it ain't much to the leaf anyway. So when they damaged, they done for, Alrighty. There we go. So I'm gonna harvest some of that for myself, but I just want to show y'all what I did harvest. It's crazy when you walk through the garden. And when you make mixed greens, feel free to use those radish leaves too. Even though they're bolting, the radish leaves still taste fine. The roots is gonna be woody as hell and gonna be like a tree limb. But yeah, That's all stuff you can use, but that's how the kale. You can at least kind of see down in there a little bit better. It was a lot bushier. But yeah, that's what it looks like after you harvest. And I harvested a little bit over there and a little bit over there. But you really can't tell a whole lot. I'm actually going to pick these before I take them in the house because I can sit down out here and enjoy the coolness while I pick them instead of standing up over a sink picking them. That's kind of tough on my back these days. I haven't remodeled my kitchen, so I'm a little bit taller than most women. So when I have to stand up over that kitchen sink, and I have to bend down a little bit, and it's tough on my back. So I'm going to pick me some kale and stuff, and I'll come back and show y'all what it looks like when I got all the greens picked.